Messed up a little bit, so we're starting over with this pack. We just opened it up. It's a 2022 Allen Ginter, but that's okay. We have some more packs to rip too. So it's kind of green and gray. These are kind of just artist renderings or digital renderings. I'm not sure how they do these cards, but they're pretty cool looking. They don't have all their stats or anything on them. They're just made like kind of like to show you cards of old. Maybe the tobacco cards Curt was saying. That was Jeremy Pena. Or Pena. I don't think it has the little till.
I think it's Pena.
Pena,
I think
yeah.
that's Pena for him.
And here's Max Fried. Oh, that Pena card I wanted to show everybody. There's the RC for rookie card. So we know that that's his rookie card. Max Fried's had some good years.
I think he's had a pretty good start to his career.
Mm-hmm. We have Jared Kelenic. He's supposed to be like their #1 prospect. I think he's one of the top minor league guys, and he didn't have a great year this year, but he's really young. He's going to be good. I think it was a little early for him, but he got sent down and up, and he started to get a little bit better. Here's I don't know what these cards are, but what's cooking must be something that they did. It says fresh ground black pepper, and it gives you like a little recipe.
It looks
on the
like it's
back.
a recipe to
That's
make.
pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty neat. And then Paul Konerko. That's a throwback.
That's
He's
a
not
throwback
playing anymore,
there, yeah.
but he had some good years.
Very
boy.
solid years for the White Sox. Yeah.
6'4", 220 pounds.
Hit
Big
some
boy.
bombs.
And look at this little. It's a
See,
mini
okay.
card of a Hall of Famer right there, Paul Molitor. That guy can hit. Boy.
So that's what those cards
mini.
that came off the cigarette boxes
Yeah,
and
they'd
stuff
be
from
small
way back
like
in,
that.
they look like that size.
So compared to this, look how small it is. This is like if you look up that, who's the guy the Honus Wagner that
yeah.
Curt talked about, they would be kind of that size, and that's he didn't want to have his rendering of his picture, and he didn't like chewing
it being
tobacco.
associated with. Yeah.
So they took them out of those, and now they're worth a ton if you can find one. But
Remember when we got some reprints of those when we were kids?
I have some of those reprints, but you can sell them for about 50 cents. If you gotta just do that. Okay, here's one more of these packs. There's only 6 cards, so we got 2 of these, and we also actually have an 81 Fleer since I'm here with Curt this time. So for some more cards, 81 Fleer from the junk wax era, and an 85 Tops, which 81 Fleer will probably have has like that Danny Ainge, which is pretty cool. It has. I don't know if Tim Raines had a Fleer card. He had a Donruss and a Tops, so he might not be a Fleer. It's got sure. Fernando Valenzuela, I think, is in there.
Wasn't Al Hrabosky?
Hrabosky. And it says he's 5'1".
Yeah, it was worth something way back when because of the errors.
No.
Now it's not worth anything.
It says 5'1" instead of 5'11".
Do we even know why the errors were such a big deal at one point?
I think at that time when they first came out, the errors were like because it was that premier set, they didn't fix some of the errors. And we're like, we can get those. Some of them they fixed, some of them they didn't.
Yeah.
But now because I guess the junk era, they made so many of them, they're just not worth much anymore. But somebody could come in and tell us if we're wrong.
Yeah.
This guy's had some good, he's been a good pitcher. Julio Urias, I think
Yeah.
that's how you say it. He's been really good for the Dodgers. Here's a throwback, Yogi Berra.
Oh, there's one
That's
I should
awesome.
write down for a throwback.
That
review.
dude is awesome.
Yeah.
And on the Yankees, so he's really popular. Zach Wheeler, I think he's got some pretty good years. This must be, and you'll have already have heard. We've kind of did this kind of backwards, but you'll have heard how many cards are in this set. I think it has more stars than and like young guys that are supposed to be good. It's not a full, 700 card set. This is Mariano Rivera, another great throwback.
Yeah,
that's a good one, and that's a little bit different. It's called Pitching a Gem.
Maybe the greatest
insert. Oh, that's awesome. Hank Aaron card.
I already did a bit on him.
Yeah, what a man and player.
Yes.
Man, he had to deal with some crap, and it was still awesome. And then, hey, another throwback. Is that Lee? John Mayberry. This is the small card again, a mini card. So there's our 2021 Allen Ginter packs, and then we're going to do a couple more packs. Curt's going to open an 81 Fleer pack or 85 Tops pack. He's got 85 Tops there.
Yeah.
It's just red. I'll just talk about it. Red.
I'm not eating the gum.
Yeah, I'll have to eat the gum because I always say I will. I forgot. Crap. It's still in there, so it looks like this is. Looks like it's a true pack. It's not been tampered with. It looks like the gum's from way back then. Look, show them that card right there.
Yeah, so there's what happens with the. There's what happens with the gum.
Gum stain on it.
So I hope that's not. This is not a good card.
We're looking for the Mark McGwire rookie. That's still got some value. There's a Brett Saberhagen. There's a Kirby Puckett rookie, and can't remember Dwight Gooden. I think is in there.
Well, here's
Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens. The first one here, I always liked this guy, UL Washington. The dumb thing is I thought he was cool because he played shortstop with a toothpick hanging out of his, which is the dumbest thing ever, but at the time I thought he was cool doing that. These look like they're in decent shape, the
yeah,
corners and stuff.
Just off center. Off center.
Loved this guy, Willie McGee.
Oh man, he was awesome.
Great player of the. I love the Cardinals.
E.T.
were my favorite National League team since I like the Indians.
But I like the Reds and I hate the Cardinals because of that.
This guy was a pretty good player in his day too.
Roy Smalley. Yeah, he had some good years.
Oh,
our favorite manager cards.
Yes,
I hated getting these.
Whitey Herzog, who actually was a decent player himself in years past. I don't know Kelvin Chapman here.
What a pack, Kelvin Chapman. Let's show them the back of this real quick.
Yeah.
So the back of this does have all their stats, and it's green. This is just like so recognizable for 85 tops.
I would buy these, and I would spend time when I open the pack reading all the stats on the back. That's what a nerd I am.
No, that's awesome. We're cool kids.
Bill, not at all. Bill Ullman. Don't know him. Don't remember him at all.
He likes to eat almonds.
I like this guy. Hubie Brooks was a very solid third baseman.
Oh, he might be in the 81 clear pack. I know he had that tops.
Gary Lavelli.
Rookie.
Another guy that, he's had a decent career.
I love those.
This is a sweepstakes card.
Can't really get it anymore.
Guess we can't do that. Another guy that was very good. No, he was at the end of his career. Hal McRae was at the end of his career, and then he had a boy that played.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And actually,
Brian, right?
Yeah,
Brian
and Hal coached his boy,
Huh.
managed his boy.
That's awesome.
Because we already talked about that. Ken Traum, I can remember this guy is just a solid reliever.
Ooh, look at that one.
Bob Horner.
It's talking about, so if you look at this card, it shows like past #1 draft picks. So
Yeah.
it's talking about in 78, he was a draft pick. It's kind of just showing that again in 1985. He had already had a good career.
That dude hit some bombs, and I can remember him hitting 4 home runs in one game and actually had a chance to hit a fifth one. I think he struck out in his fifth at bat. Reed Nichols, another good, just solid utility infielder. Nothing special, but another good manager. Another good manager card.
At that age,
Davey Johnson.
Like, what the heck? 2 manager cards in a pack?
I think Davey Johnson was actually a pretty decent
He's a
pro
good
player too. But it's just another guy I really liked. He played for the Indians in the 70s, Chris Chambliss, and he was on the other end of his career here.
He was on
he was. I mean, you can't hardly see. It's so small because he played so many years.
Yeah.
It's not like Tim McCarver's. And then Don Baylor was another big bopper that hit some. Now I remember
most hit
him
by
more.
pitches, right?
Yeah,
still I think
because he stood right on the plate and he let everybody hit him.
So here I try to talk about like if you want to know about like why you do grading. So this is a card you wouldn't send into grade probably because see how bad the cut is. It's so much thicker on the border on this side and this side. Then also it's got the gum stain. So it just wouldn't even be worth it. It costs more for you to send it in to get graded. All right, that was 85 tops. This is 81 Fleer. I love these old 85 Fleer error bad cut cards because they were trying to get it out quickly because they were trying to deal with Donruss and tops and compete with them.
There was a big, huge war going on. Oh, another piece of gum.
Yeah, this is when they still had gum. This is an original pack.
Because
they had to change it to stickers later because I think this is the only year they had gum because they had to change it to stickers. But this, I don't know if I can put this in my mouth. You can see it. It
looks so gross.
It's so gross and disgusting. I'm just not going to do it. And you can comment and say I'm a wimp, but I'm not doing it with that one. All right.
And there is a little stain on this one from that gum too.
Look at that cut. Wow.
Yeah.
That is way off.
And you can, and then you can see the back there. It looks like it has all their stats on it too. So this was Bill Castro now.
Not Fidel's brother.
Well, might be.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know.
He might have
Good
defected.
baseball players
He might have defected. Who knows? Ron Davis, I remember him.
I do not, man.
He's 1981. How old were you?
Played a lot of years.
Yeah, played. He played. He was just a.
These are actually have good corners.
Yeah, they're just
so
a little bit off.
They're like, get them out there fast.
Okay, here's a guy, Jerry Koosman. This guy played forever. Like,
jeez.
He started off in 1965.
That's an 81 card, and he still wasn't done.
And he wasn't done yet. So that there's guys like that. Julio Gonzalez here. That guy was a good shortstop for the Astros back then.
So funny. I don't remember a lot of these.
Jim Gantner. He was a solid third baseman. Again, not star or anything. Mm-hmm. Okay, Gaylord Perry, who I just did a bit on.
Hall of Famer, right?
Hall of Famer, just passed away just recently, and he was the last, for a long time, the last Cleveland Indian to get a. What are you looking at?
He has also, right? He has moobs.
Oh boy.
Sorry. To get a what? What do you get? A no-hitter?
To win a Cy Young
Cy Young,
for the
that's right.
Indians.
Yeah.
And then the Indians in the 2000s had several guys that did. Ron Jackson, just a solid.
Oh, Ronnie boy.
Solid first baseman. Willie Wilson, this guy could cover some ground because if anybody knows about the Royals Stadium, which they still play, it's cavernous.
Yeah.
And this guy played center field and he tracked down a lot.
Billy
Travers, I just do not know. I don't know him at all.
Billy Travers.
Oh, Louis Tiant.
Oh, Louis Tiant was tough.
This guy was great, and he was famous for all these different moves to try to hide his ball. He'd do hesitations, spin all the way backwards, and look at second base before he'd deliver the ball.
Look at how many years.
And he started in 1964 with our Cleveland Indians.
So it's at least 17 years.
Yeah,
and
he played after that. But like this,
is he a Hall of Famer?
He is.
I think he's a Hall of Famer.
And he had 225 wins in his career up to this time. Yeah. And I don't know if he played a little bit.
Pedro Martinez just said he had 219 and he made it. So
now, I don't know this Alfredo Martinez here.
Either.
I don't know him.
He got a card, though.
Yeah.
Man, I just know it's very terribly cut. That card.
So's his hair. Mike Willis. Of course, my hair was like that back then, too.
Dave Steve has a rookie in this, too.
In 1981, I had a big mullet.
Big mullet.
And a cheesy mustache.
No, not Dave Steve. You did have. No, I'm trying to think of. Leon Durham has one, I think. And Harold Baines has a
Harold Baines. Well, I love Harold Baines. Jim Slayton. I remember him, but he was...
Oh, my goodness, the next card, dude. This is one of those error cards.
Yeah, this is one of the error cards. Craig Nettles.
Because his name isn't it Craig?
It's Craig.
And you see everybody look at it.
It's Greg.
And they put Greg on there, Greg with a G. I think it's Craig Nettles.
It is Craig Nettles.
And they did it on both sides wrong.
That's not how you spell Greg either. That's Greg.
Yeah.
That's how they just got the wrong...
It's a G.
First letter.
And it's on both the back and the front. I think there might be one. If somebody commented, if there's not. I think there's a fixed one, but I could be wrong. And they just said we're not doing that because we want to get it out. But it's wrong. I know that says error in there. So in a price guide.
Nettles actually.
I'm so glad you got that. Yeah.
Nettles had a good career.
I remember when we were young saying, "I got to get this error card."
Because everybody wanted those.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I bet you in my thing I still have 6 Al Hrabowskis that are worth nothing now, but at the time...
They were like $100 or something. I don't know.
Okay, this guy's name's Ken Landreau. I don't know him, but this is how I threaten my wife to cut my beard every once in a while.
Old mutton chops?
Yeah, and she always says, you don't want to have a third wife, do you? And I go, yeah, that's true. I'm not going to do that. So, anyways, Greg Pryor, I remember him, just a solid little shortstop. Nothing special, but hey, man, I wish I got to have a...
Yes.
And then what I love about pitchers, and back in this day, okay, this guy's name's Reggie Cleveland, but what I want to point out is he has a bigger belly than me and Aaron do, and he's a professional athlete.
Look at his gut.
I mean, but again, especially pitchers, they wanted him to have that girth because that was part of giving them that, oomph off the mound.
Like Bartolo Colon style?
Yeah. So
all right.
there you have it.
That was awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in on the YouTube side, and thanks to Curt for giving me the hospitality to be in Rittman, Ohio. And that was awesome doing the 4 packs, and we'll go finish up the podcast. See ya.
Peace. Happy holidays.